Hi everyone, I've got a quick question for you. What are the mistakes you made relocating to a country? Guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be talking briefly on the common mistakes immigrant foreigners make. First, and the key word is integration. When we are talking about integration is so vast that everything you need to settle in a country, newly or continuously, falls under this topic, integration. And the first that we are going to be looking into is time and expectation. I know most of you will be asking what time has to do with integration. A lot. Time is essential as most people face to integrate because they are stuck due to their inability to manage time. Now, let me go. How will I explain this so that it will make sense? I'll be using an example and I'll be using myself as an example. For instance, I have a dream. I believe every one of us have a dream country that we love to live with our family, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Okay, I have a dream country. Like my dream country to live in is America. Let me just say, for instance, my dream country is to live in is America. But I don't have that opportunity yet to travel to America from my home country. But I have the opportunity to travel to France from my home country. So what will I do? I will just like, okay, you know what? Let me use France as a transit country, if there is any word for that. Transit country. Like, okay, let me go to France, spend some years, have their document or have some necessary document that I need to enable me to travel to America, then that's it. Okay, now that time that you are waiting for those documents to come, for you to have those documents, or for you to have those documents that you need to travel to America. So that period of time that you're in that transit country, what are you doing with it? Is a question. What are you doing with it? Most people, they are intelligent, smart enough to just suck in everything, learn everything that transit country is giving them, take every opportunity. By most people, they will just like, there's no need to learn the language. There's no need because I will still leave this country. It's just a transit country. So your years will be going, going 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You are still in that country, in that transit country, without even learning the language, without even learning the culture, without even living life to the fullest there. You are just dreaming, expecting. What if, have you ever thought, like, what if you are stuck there in that country? And by the time you realize 10 years have gone, you are still in that country. You can't even tell people about that country that you have lived in for 10 years. So, or even 5 years, or 6 years, or 7 years, I don't care. Any year, probably that document are not just coming as you expected, and you find yourself being stuck in that country. But yet, you can't do anything. You can't speak the language. You can't defend yourself in the language. The culture, you know nothing about the culture. You know nothing. You know nothing, basically nothing about that country, and you are stuck there. Then you find yourself like, okay, you know what? Let me just start having kids. Let me get married. Let me have children. And without you knowing, you will have wife or husband, children in that same transit country. Then, without knowing, you will be passing that mindset of transit country. You will be passing it down to your children, down to your spouse, because your children will suffer from it, from that mindset. Like you can't, okay, your children, they are of age of going to school. Then they have parent meetings. How will you express yourself? How will you talk in those meetings? You find most people don't even go, they don't even attend. So you know that you are lacking from so many things just because you refuse to integrate because of your expectations, your dream country. So that's one mistake that most we immigrants we often make. Integrate. Time. We think that we have time. We feel like when we go to our dream countries, when we start living our life. Meanwhile, we are passing the people that are suffering from it. You might not even suffer from it, but your descendants, your children, they will be the ones to suffer from it because they will be neglected from so many things. You will neglect them from so many things because you refuse to integrate, because you think you have time, because you have a dream country, because you have expectation. So what I'm trying to say is that we should please do better. Like, even if we are taking it as a transit country, we should Please grab everything you have. You have the opportunity to grab them, because even that your dream country, you might even have the opportunity to go to that your dream country. You might find out that even in that your dream country, they need those things that you have acquired from your transit country. You need it in that your dream country. Like for you have interview, then you go there just like, oh, I've lived in Spain, or I've lived in Italy, or I've lived in France. They will just ask like, we need someone that speaks French. We need someone that speaks Spanish. And you had the opportunity to live in those countries, in France, for years, and you can speak it. You know the culture because you integrated. Because you were intentional of learning the language, the culture, everything about France. So you see that you have edge over your mates that are seeking for the same job. You get? So it's just like any situation you find yourself, see it as a blessing. Take it as a blessing. Every situation you find yourself might just be a blessing. So you landing in France might be a blessing for you when you are in your dream country. You get? So I don't know if I'm making sense. So every opportunity you have, we should please do better. Like every opportunity you have while you are waiting, while you are expecting, while you are waiting in that transit country, grab it. Grab it. In fact, there is no knowledge that is wasted. No knowledge. Just take it like learn. Because you might need it. Learn. The second thing that we are going to be looking into is comparison. Oh my days. We love to compare. In this comparison, there are different grades, there are different category of people. Like some of us, we compare currency, we convert. You are living in Europe, you use euro. But if you want to buy anything, even either for yourself, for your spouse, or for your children, you will first of all you compare it, you convert the money, you will look the rates, you convert it, then you now decide if I'm going if I want to, if I will buy it or not. That way you are not, as in, how can you you are living in Europe? How can you be comparing euro to naira while you are living in Europe? If you love naira that much, go back to Africa, to Nigeria, so you'll be using naira. Because it does not just make sense that you are living in Europe. You are living in Europe, using euro, and you are converting to naira. It does not make sense. You are preventing yourself for the good things of life just because of converting. People, most of us, we do compare countries. They compare country A to country B. They will compare how the minimum wage, which one is higher. They will compare where things are cheaper. They will compare they will compare their education system, their health system. You compare and compare and compare. And they forget that each country, every country have their good side and their bad side. They have their advantages and their disadvantages. So why are you comparing? And those people that are comparing, most of them, they have not even been to that country, but just because they said, this one said, my sister said, my brother said, my cousin said, they will be comparing. If they are even saying it, you even think that they have been there, they have lived in those countries. So we should please do better. Don't you know that people that fix the minimum wage, they know that you can be able to live with it? Don't you know? Don't you know in a country whereby they pay you higher, things are more expensive there? Don't you know? You're looking into resources. When we are talking about resources, you have a family let me say in the Western world. You have a family in Europe or in America, in Canada, I don't care, anywhere. You are living there with your family, with your spouse, with your children. Then all your resources that you have there, you are taking it back home to Africa to invest. I'm not saying you should not invest too, but invest with sense. Invest with sense. First of all, make your family comfortable where they are. Be comfortable where you are first. Invest where you are first. Because those children that you gave birth to, trust me, they are not going back to Africa to go and rely on your investment. In fact, if you want to invest, there are things that you invest in. There are things that you invest in that will benefit your children, even if you want to invest in Africa, but not houses. Most of us, what we do is build 4 flats, 3 flats, we build it there as investments. You are lacking where you are. You are investing all your resources back home in Nigeria. Where you are lacking where you are living. You are lacking. You are where you are living. You are not living well in that country that you are living, but you are investing back home in Nigeria. You are investing back home in Africa. Please, we should invest well. Even if you want to invest, invest with sense. Even if you want to invest with sense. And while you are investing, please take care of your family. Take care of your home. Be comfortable where you are living currently. Be comfortable, because those children, I doubt if they will go back to Africa or back to your home country to go and live. Children will grow and they will decide where they want to live, right? So you can as well enjoy, give them the best while they are living with you. Invest in them while they are here, because in most countries, you pay for universities, you pay for their education. When they get to some certain stage of education, you pay for it, like university, you pay. So that money you are pumping to Africa, that resources you are pumping to Africa to build whatever, why don't be saving it for your children so they won't have to go and take loan in order to further their education? Why not open an account and be, invest in your children, invest in them. Not when I say invest in your children, I'm not saying you should build a house for them. They don't really need it. Most especially when you are building it in Africa, they don't really need it. If at all you want to invest in them in housing, do it where you are. Do build it, or buy it, buy a house where you are. Invest in their education, invest in them. Avoid, at least let them not go and take loan in order to school. Because the loan, they will be the one paying it after schooling. Then the last that we'll be looking into is culture. Culture. Why you are living in that transit country, or where you are living, please try to know their culture. Try to be involved. Be intentional about it. Be intentional about it. Their food, be intentional about it. There are most people, I've come across some children that giving birth in that country, they will say they don't know how to eat the food of that country. They only eat Africa food, which is not bad, though. It's very, our origin, we need to represent. It's not bad. But still, let them still have a taste of that country's food. Let them be the one to decide if they love it or not. But we parents will prevent them without even knowing, but you are preventing them. You are even preventing your children to be involved, to know the culture. You are even preventing them. Children that they give birth in that country, no, but you are preventing them without even. We should be open-minded. That's just it. We should be open-minded, because nobody knows your plans. You are planning. I want to go to my dream country. Probably God just have another plan for you. Probably your land of milk and honey is even is in that transit country. You won't know. Our plans are different from God's own. It's God that know the best. All of us, I believe everyone have, even me, I have plan. If I tell you my dream country, if I tell you my dream country, but you know what? That's it. Why you are in that your transit country, take advantage of everything. Be intentional, learn, integrate. Be involved. But because of their refusal of integrating in a country, they will be struggling to achieve things. And most of us, we tend to blame it on the country. I know the country, sometimes the system is not that like favorable sometimes, but do your part. Do your part so that at least tomorrow you can be able to say, I did my part. I speak this language, I integrate in this part, I integrate, but still the system was just somehow. At least do your part. And when you come out tomorrow and start talking about that country, you know that I did my best, but the system of the country was not just permitting me. The system of that country was not just giving me. At least do your own part, do your best, do your part. Do your part. So that when you are talking, I left that country, blah, 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 because that country, you know that is the system. Then there will not be question mark somehow. So I think we can do better for your own good, to achieve things, to make achieving things easy. Maybe you are going for that job interview, but because of language now, you can't get the job because of one or two things that you refuse to learn from, and above all, love the country that you are. Because when hatred comes in, that will hinder you to integrate. Just embrace the situation. It's everything about life. Embrace the situation that you are. Embrace it. And take grab or embrace the situation that you are in all areas of life. Embrace it. Embrace it. They said when you are in Rome, you act like the Romans or the Romans. When you are in Rome, I don't know how they say that. When you are in Rome, act like the Romans. Anyway, you know what I mean. So just, be involved, integrate. Come on, integrate. I know it's difficult to learn languages and involve, but be intentional. That's why the intention comes in. Be intentional. Be intentional. You can. Why waiting for that dreams? Why waiting for that expectation to turn into reality? Please be intentional. Please be intentional. Why waiting for that dream to come into reality? Live your life. Be intentional. Live it. Grab all opportunities while waiting. Don't just relax so that you won't struggle to achieve some certain things. Okay, guys, we have come to the end of this video. Please, if you have any common mistakes that immigrants make, don't forget to leave them in the comment section so we can learn together, and see you on our next one. For now, bye. I love you.